Do your haircuts grow out unevenly? Are you a professional hairstylist that has trouble cutting hair so it grows out better? Are you cutting your hair at home? Well, this haircut is going to be focused on how to cut your hair or how to get a haircut that it grows out perfectly. And I have been doing that for many, many years. That's my approach to cutting hair, is cutting it so it grows out perfectly. Now, the first thing I want to go over is let's just say the sides are already cut, okay? Depending on how long you want the sides, that's totally up to you. But the top is really where you have the main issues of the hair growing out unevenly. Now, the way I cut hair, it's based off of 3 different sections. One, the top, right here, the corners, and the sides. Once again, that's the top, the corners, and the sides. I apply this simple basic strategy to when I'm cutting hair, and that automatically follows the growth pattern because hair grows out from the head, and that to me allows for the hair to grow out perfectly. What I want to do is go over a couple of things starting off in the back section right here. So let's just say we're going to take a section here, and I'm going to follow how it grows from the head. Now, once again, it really depends on how long or short you want this, but what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to connect the back into the top, because that's where the two meet, that's where the two areas connect. And when you're thinking about hair cutting, and even if you're a client watching this, one thing that's important to know when it comes to hair cutting is that your hair has to be connected all the way around the head. And that may be why you're getting bad haircuts, or your haircuts may be uneven, they don't grow out properly, they're not balanced the right way, and they're not perfect. So while your hair grows out, it may just be laying very differently, and that's because it's not cut in a way for it to grow out perfectly. Now, as I continue towards the top of the head, and if you are doing this yourself at home, I want you to understand that you have all the time to do this. You're not working off of appointments, you're not working off of schedules, you don't have a packed day of 10 haircuts, so you have a little more time and flexibility to get this perfect. But what I want you to understand is that you see how the hair is longer here and shorter behind that. Well, that's what you're trying to follow, is you're trying to see where the hair gets longer, so you're cutting it, as you can see, in a perfect shape like this. A perfect haircut means perfect grow out. That's as simple as it is, and if you follow that formula, then it's going to really help. So once again, right? Perfect haircut, perfect grow out. Now that I have connected, and look how nice this looks in the back here, it's a beautiful seamless transition. Now that I've cut the back part of the head and introduced it to the top, I can now work on a horizontal section, which means cutting this way. I was just cutting vertically, which is more, I say more up and down this way. Now I'm cutting horizontally, which is across. So what I'm going to do is take a section, and I'm seeing my guide. Now I want you to pay close attention to my elbow right here. Now I have the mannequin raised up a bit so you can see better. A lot of times you may see people cutting hair like this. This is not going to help promote a perfect balance when you're cutting hair. Try to keep the elbow and the scissors and everything parallel so that you're cutting an even shape. So there's my first section. The next section, I'm going to take a horizontal sliver right across, take some from the previous section, aka the guide, and I'm cutting straight across. Look how perfectly straight that is. And just so you know, I'm going to bring this down like this so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm taking a horizontal slice from the previous section, leave the past behind. Now we're going to go forward into the future, and here is where I'm combing up, and there is my guide from the previous section, and I'm cutting straight across. Now as I pull this back, once again, there it is. Now what's going to happen is you will see this, and this, guess what? That's the corners. All right, we're focusing just on the top right now, and that's why I like to maintain a perfect shape and a perfect balance because I'm following a pattern, right? I'm following a simple pattern. And this is something that, it's like if you can do this and you want to cut hair at home, you want to, cut your family's hair, you want to try to save money, all that, or if you are a professional, I mean, this is a foolproof method to getting haircuts that grow out perfectly. Now here we are right in the front, making sure I can see the guide from the previous section. Now mind you, this part, it's not done yet as far as the layering and the blending technique. I'm going to show you a technique towards the end of how to really connect this. But if you take this front section and bring this all the way back, you're over directing. But the hair doesn't grow back, it grows out from the head, right? It grows out, meaning that in the front, it's growing out this way. Let's go into the corners. Now, here we go with the corners. As I mentioned, now the top is done and it's time to work in this part. This is where, you can see that right there, this is where the head rounds out. And all I'm doing is combing, standing in the same section like so, and I'm doing this exact same method that I did cutting the top. I'm just cutting that corner and I'm following a pattern, step by step, guide by guide. And the reason I do this personally when I cut hair is because I've noticed that when I create this shape, the hair grows out the best way, the most natural, aka it grows out perfectly. Let's go down now into the sides. Let's turn this right here so you can see. Here is the sides. I'm now working my way and take as much, sectioning that you need to make sure it's perfect. You may be cutting it's like the corner sides and you work your way down. Whatever you need to do to feel comfortable to see those longer pieces of hair. So right now what I've done is I've literally gone in and I've worked my way all the way from the top here in the middle down to this part, right? I'm not at the side yet, but there could be like a corner side, then a true side, which is down and through here. Because eventually, if you are cutting it shorter, you can see right there, this has to blend into the top. And that's where you may have to now go in a little bit lower, like so, and there's that little bit right there that you need to cut off. There's that little ridge that needs to come off right there. You'll be able to see it. And there's a number of ways you can do this. You can do this scissor over comb. You can do it how I'm doing it, but I'm getting really, really close to that scalp. Like I'm really getting that hair to be close into the fingers, and that's why I'm able to cut it like that. Sorry, I didn't realize this mannequin was such a mess. If you want to do it in a scissor over comb method, comb the hair all the way down, and your best bet is to wait to make sure that the hair is dried slightly. Okay, so what you can do is maybe work on this part right in through here if you want to bring this up slightly. If you want to bring it up slightly, then you can do that right at this point. But what you want to do is you can see that little slight, not really ridge, but it needs to be just blended a little bit more. So this is where we connect the dots, and we'll do some scissor over combing right in this area to connect everything and soften it right up. And what I like to do sometimes is I will lift all this hair upwards like so, and this just reinforces that perfect shape. There's nothing wrong with doing this. And watch what happens. So as I bring this down, section by section, look at how perfect that is. So you can see it's laying perfectly right in through here. Now let's bring the top down, and it's laying perfectly right down in through here. Now let's go on the other side. It's going to be the same technique as the other side. And what I'm doing is I'm doing the corner, and there's the corner right there, cutting it right off. I'm standing in the same position, so if you're cutting someone's hair, you're going to be on the side of them like so, and just enough where you can, and you can turn them slightly, but just enough to where you can see the hair that needs to be cut. I don't want you standing on the other side, throwing your arms over like this. I see this even on hair professionals where I'm like, oh my God, how's your back? They go way over the top this way and start cutting downwards. That just kills my back. I mean, I've seen people in positions that I'm like, is this like an aerobics class or gymnastics or what? How are you even, doing this? So just be careful that you don't have to put yourself in those awkward positions. So here I am now working into the corner sides, right? So depending, again, on the head shape, I'm working into the corner sides, which isn't the true sides. The true sides are down and through here. So let's turn this a bit here. And now if I want to go all the way down, I'm getting like a finger's grip off the scalp, and it's pretty close to the scalp, right? Without me having to do scissor over comb. So I'm still able to see that short hair. Now, once again, as I mentioned, you can go back and you can do some slight scissor over comb right in this one area, right here, to just softly blend everything in like this. And work your comb upwards and follow that head shape. Don't go in with the comb, because look how much hair I'd be cutting off. You're going towards the ends of the hair and kind of pulling the comb out like so. And you're just looking for any sort of pieces that may need to be cut. And now watch this as I comb this down. It's looking perfect. And as I comb it straight down, it all connects beautifully and it lays down really, really nice. Now, the next part is the front. As I mentioned, you can cut the front in another time, just like if you're wanting the hair to dry a little bit, you can go in and just get this out of the way and get this part out, or you can do it when the hair's, dry. It doesn't really matter. But this is the most important part too when it comes to connecting the top and making sure that the hair is going to be perfect when it grows out. So this is what I call the Mohawk blend, where I'm combing this and you could see the hair. Let's go back up a little bit. You can see this part right in through here. Now watch this. Look at this. Now you see this right here gets progressively longer, but it's shorter here. And guess what? This is a little bit of weight right in through here. So if you want your hair to grow out perfect, and boom, there it is. There's the weight right under that little bit right there. And now look at the difference. See how much more balanced that is? Here we go back on this side, right in through here. I'm just looking for that extra little piece right there, and that is going to help soften that front and make it grow out just as perfect. Now, if you are somebody who wants a thicker front or like a thicker fringe, you don't want it so layered, you want it a bit more heavy, then you may want to leave that length. But what I'm doing is I'm removing that excess weight right here, because keep in mind, once again, there's the bottom, there's the length, and here's what's on top of the length. And then what I do is I'll just go throughout the entire top and make sure that this whole thing is even Steven, and it's all blended and all connected. Now this goes for men's hair, women's hair, short, it doesn't really matter. I use the same technique if the hair is longer than this, if it's shorter than this, and I'm just going through right now to make sure that everything is perfectly balanced. And if it's not balanced, you'll be able to see it right away, and you'll be able to see those longer pieces that need to be cut, right? And this comes with experience. This comes with doing it many, many times over and over again and feeling confident in hair, right? And even on short hair, this is something where if you are not comfortable with cutting short hair, aka men's haircuts, women's haircuts, just short haircuts in general, then this is going to be a huge help for you, right? Now, if we're to blow dry this, it's going to really showcase how the hair looks as it's drying. Now, I did make some major updates to my blow dryer, which I have in a box where I made the magnetic attachments stronger. So, if you're ordering a new blow dryer from today forward, the magnetic attachments that it comes with, a nozzle and a diffuser, they're just slightly stronger. Okay, slightly stronger. All right, here we go. So blow drying this, you could see, or I could see already, how nice this looks and how perfect this haircut is. And as I blow dry this, you can see right here how nice the hair is laying flat. This is all done by hand, no clippers or anything like that, all literally done by hand. And look how that's perfect. And what's going to happen from this is once you have a perfect shape, even look how nice it lays flat on this side and through here. You can see right there as I'm blow drying this. Let's go on this side here. And I'm working the brush downwards into the shape. All right, now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what happens when you execute a perfect haircut. Look at how nicely, this is with no product whatsoever. Look how perfect. Now, I know you're maybe saying, oh, it's a mannequin. No, this is 100% human hair. It's 100% human hair. This is a high quality mannequin, and it's also extremely thick, the hair. So, look how nice and perfect that's laying right there. That means that as this grows out, and watch how I brush this. Okay, look at as I brush that, how perfectly smooth that is. And I'm even going to use a hair cutting comb just to show you. And I'm combing right through this. And everything is laying perfect. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. I'm combing it down this way. And you can see that the way this all just conforms to the head. And then this part, you know, I left a little bit of length, not a whole lot, but how many times have you seen a hairstyle with a guy who's got a side part that just goes over like this? I mean, and how many, it's so common. So if you want to spike this up, you can. But, you know, the haircut is pretty much going to grow out perfect. Now, if you want to take this one step further, you can use thinning shears if you feel that the hair is too thick. The best time to do this is when the hair is dry. And I've already thinned this mannequin out so many times, but these are thinning shears. And what you would do is you would go in and look for areas that maybe need to be debulked a little bit, or you think, oh, it's still a little heavy, or you want to soften some areas out. That's where this comes into play. And this is, you know, a bit more of an advanced technique. But this comes in really, really handy, especially for growing out your hair perfectly. You're removing all of that weight. And that's really, really important as the haircut grows out. So I'm just going to get a little bit closer here for you so you can really see how, I mean, look at that. It just lays down perfectly. There you go. Look at, and even in this area right in through here. Absolutely perfect. Look at that. So, you know, if this is something that hopefully will help you get better haircuts, and it'll help you achieve, you know, a haircut as your hair is growing out. Now, if you are a client watching this and you're like, you know, salon guy, how can I get my barber, how can I get my guy to do this, or my girl to do this? I hate to say, it comes down to their skill level, all right? if they don't have the skill level to perform this and do this, then maybe it's time to find somebody new. Are you going to keep going to a restaurant that serves bad food and time again you're like, oh, this is so overcooked, oh, this is so undercooked? Are you going to go to a gym? Are you going to go to a store or whatever it is and you hate the service there and you're getting tired of the same? It's time to change. Find someone else, despite if he's your guy. Oh, that's my boy, you know. He may suck, man, or he doesn't have that, you know, and it all depends on you, on your happiness level. If you're totally fine with getting an okay haircut, you don't care about the growing out, that's fine. This is specifically for people who want their hair to grow out perfectly and who want that quality work. You may have to pay a little extra for a premium product, and you may need to find someone who knows hair. And I'm sorry, I'm not taking clients anymore, and I don't know someone in whatever state they're in that cuts hair like me. I have no idea. But hopefully this video has helped you. If you want to purchase any of my products, you can use code YouTube20. If you want to understand hair cutting shapes, I created downloadable ebooks that are only $10 each. That's it. It's cheaper than your damn haircut. $10 each that explains to you what haircut shapes are. If you know hair cutting shapes, especially if you're cutting hair at home or you're going in to get your haircuts and you hear terminology or he's cutting the hair a certain way, that could be causing you to get a bad haircut. So you can get them right here when you click on View Products. They're downloadable PDF ebooks that you purchase, wait like 5 seconds, it'll generate and you'll be able to download it. And it's just something I've been going in on digital products lately. So let me know if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.